Hello, dear brothers, and welcome to your new Bible study. I'm glad you're joining again, and let's continue in second book of Titus. So Titus 2, verse 3. Likewise, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. In this verse, Paul transitions from discussing the traits of older men to those of older women. As with the men, women are to live righteously, and Paul specifically mentioned three traits to define what he meant by being reverent in the way they live. The first of these three traits is not to be slanderers or malicious gossips. Slandering involved speaking badly of others, which includes all forms of gossip. This sin was also condemned in Leviticus 19:16 and in Matthew 15:19 and Mark 7:22. Jesus also spoke against slander. And Paul mentions slander or gossip more than a dozen times in his writings. The second of the three traits was not to be addicted to much wine. This parallels the qualification of elders in Titus 1, verse 5 to 9. Drinking alcohol was not itself condemned, and people commonly drank fermented drink in this time. What is forbidden is being controlled by it. The Greek phrase here is either translated as slaves or addicted to wine. Interestingly, is that the same Greek word translated servant in Titus 1 verse 1, which refers to Paul as a servant of God. And lastly, like the older men and elders, older women were to teach what is good. Unlike the men, however, Paul taught in verse 4 and 5 that their focus is on helping younger women. Brothers, we all have an instrumental role in encouraging one another to live righteously. As Christ is the head of the church, we men have the responsibility to lovingly, patiently, and sacrificially build up our families spiritually for every good work. This responsibility includes cultivating a healthy respect for God's sovereignty and His truth in ourselves, in our wives, and in our children. The manner in which we live our faith translates directly to our credibility in teaching and reinforcing the path of righteousness. Similarly, the strength of our relationship, first with God and then to others, is directly proportional to our ability to speak God's loving and transformative truth into the hearts of others. And man, may we take our responsibility to live righteously and lovingly speak God's transformative word into the lives of the older women or the women, believers, so that they can most effectively fulfill God's purpose in encouraging, equipping, and training others. May God bless us all.